Good morning. Today we're going to talk about stretching out our hips. I've got 3 great exercises that you could do anywhere as long as you've got a mat or a towel or a flat space. So these are all going to be down on your mat. So oftentimes I have clients tell me that they've got tightness in their hips, soreness in their hips. You know, this can be a variety of reasons: overuse, maybe sitting too much. We also hold a lot of emotional trauma in our hips as well. So here's some ideas. Starting out down on your forearms, pull the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit so that you can get the heart to lift. If you feel like you're dumping into your back and just relaxing, I'd like you to engage the core before you go into your stretch. Starting out with one ankle up onto the opposite knee, flex the foot of the top foot, and then press open with the knee so that this hip can externally rotate. Just stay here, hold it. Remember, you don't have to stay still. Maybe even moving a little bit is going to help you to release and to let go. Any kind of dynamic movement is a good thing. If this isn't enough of a stretch for you, try coming up to your hands. Hands can go fingers forward or fingers back. Open the heart, pull the shoulders back, and again, keep that top foot flexed and press open with the knee. You could take the same hand and gently press out just like this, just giving that little extra stretch. So try to do each stretch for at least a minute. Remember, we're gonna do both sides, but let's move on to exercise number 2. Sit up tall onto your sits bones, extend the leg here, and then as you cross this foot over, we're gonna get way up tall, maybe scooch up a bit here. Opposite arm is gonna come around, hugging this knee in close, taking the opposite hand back, and try to really sit as tall as you possibly can. Breathe in as you sit up and then exhale as you start to turn. I'm using the strength of this arm here to pull the knee across my midline. So not only are we getting beautiful stretch in the hip right here, we're getting lovely rotation of our spine. And our back really craves that movement each and every day. Try to flex the foot of the straight leg and really keep all that nice connection that you've got going. As you turn your body, see if you can turn your head along with it, keeping your chin parallel, and just gaze over that back shoulder. Remember, hold each exercise for about 60 seconds, and don't be afraid to move, to rock, and just release all that tension that you might be holding. All right, let's go on to exercise number 3. Taking that top knee right where it is, pulling the foot back as you bring the opposite foot behind you. Now this might be a tough one. One thing that will help with this is to elevate the hips. So if you feel that you can't even begin to get into this position, you could booster up the booty like this by placing a folded towel or a block or just something to raise the hips. That's gonna relieve that tension a little bit for you. So as best you can, you're gonna stack the knees one on top of the other. You can start with just the arms by your side, sitting tall. Maybe this is enough for you. You could also try the hands back behind, just like this. And then if you want a deeper stretch, go ahead and fold forward, placing your hands either on the mat or again, if you have a block or something to elevate your hands, that will support you if this just feels like a little bit much. If you need a deeper stretch, come down to your forearms. I'm trying, but I have really tight hips, so this one is hard for me. Once you find a position that feels challenging to you, go ahead and sink in. Remember, move a little bit, even if it's just a little swaying or rocking. It's gonna let your body just release and give in. Once you finish both this first side, let's go on to the second side. Are you ready? Let's repeat that. Coming back where we began, we're gonna do the other side. I'm gonna start back on my forearms like this. Take one leg up, that other leg, flex the foot, placing the ankle on my knee. I'm gonna scooch my shoulders together, lift up the heart, keep my chin parallel, pull the shoulders back, take some nice deep breaths and stay here. Remember, if you want a little bit more, go ahead and come on up, placing your palms on the mat, either fingers back or fingers forward. And again, as you sit in this position, you wanna keep the foot flexed and open up that knee. You could walk the hands closer to make this more intense, or you could take this hand and gently open up the knee. Remember, we're taking 60 seconds on each exercise. Once you finish that one, exercise number 2 is to scoot back, extend that leg, keeping this foot crossed over. We're gonna get up really tall. Up on the sits bones, we'll wrap the opposite arm around. And as you pull this knee across your midline, sit up tall and inhale and begin to turn the opposite way. I'm using one hand behind me for support. See if you can flex the foot of that straight leg. And remember, eyes are gonna move with you so that you're turning your head and your neck with your body. Remember to breathe through this. Try to relax, give in, let go, and allow this stretch to really, really sink into your body. All right, exercise number 3 looks like this. We're gonna take the bottom foot and all the way back, and take the top foot and bring it forward. Go ahead and shift around a little bit, bolster up the booty if you need to, and then starting with your hands by your side, shoulders square, draw the shoulders down away from your ears so that you've got a nice long neck. Maybe this is enough for you. You could bring the hands back behind, offer a little bit of a lift of the heart, pulling the shoulder blades back, and then folding forward is gonna be your deepest stretch. So as you take the arms forward, go ahead and round in. So you're gonna really round the back, settle in, forearms down on the mat. Remember, 60 seconds at least for each exercise. Once you come out of this, it's always important to come to a neutral position once you've turned one direction and the other direction and worked the left or the right side. So let's start here. Crisscross your legs either way and just gently press out on your knees right here. Take this time to sink in. Remember, we're sitting tall, trying to take any creasing or folding of the waistline out. You want to make sure that you go both sides. So once you take a few moments here, maybe rock a little bit, go ahead and switch the legs the other direction. You might surprise yourself that one way is easier than the other. So always finding this neutral place after you've done left and right. One other option for this position, if your knees just don't like to be folded up this tight, is to take the soles of the feet together. This way you can move the feet further away or closer. And then again, sitting up tall, really lift up through your side body, and then using your forearms or your wrists or your palms, gently press here. This might be a little gentler on your knees. Always know that you can bolster up the booty by placing a folded towel or a block or a mat or a bolster to lift the hips a little bit, and that is going to ease you in a little bit deeper. Take your time, move through it dynamically. Your body will let go just a little bit more. This would also be a good time to close your eyes, smooth out all the space between your eyebrows, your forehead. Take some deep breaths in and out. And as you open your eyes, we'll draw the knees together. That feels so good. There you go, guys. 3 exercises for your hips with that bonus exercise. Try to do these every day to get those hips to open, to lubricate, to get the synovial fluid moving around the hip joint. You'll feel better, you'll move better, and you'll live better. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.